everyone and welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to chat about my most successful blind buys ever. I'm going to discuss 5 of those, and then I'm also going to chat about my 3 biggest blind buy fails. So before we get into that, if something is out of focus, it is because I'm blind. Please consider to subscribe to my channel if you do like my channel. And to those of you who are returning, thank you so much for joining me and for all your very positive comments. I really appreciate you so much. So, just a bit of background. I started my blind buy extravaganza last year, 2021, in June. I think it was June. My first blind buy was Dolce & Gabbana Perfume, which is a marshmallow, neroli, raspberry fragrance. It's not on the list today, but it was quite a successful blind buy. I was so nervous. I was like, oh my goodness, what if I wasted my money? And I was actually sending a voice note to my one friend while unboxing it, and I was shaking and thinking, oh my goodness, what if I don't like it? And then I liked it, and that just sparked the whole obsession and addiction to blind buys. Because for me, blind buying is like giving yourself a gift. You open it and you're like, oh, I don't know what it's going to smell like. And yeah, you get such a high from it. But I must say, when last did I blind buy something? Perhaps beginning of June, end of May. I'm trying to limit it to an extent, even though, and it's something that I saw on YouTube as well with other reviewers. It's not always to say that if you buy something in store that you are really guaranteed that you will like it. Sometimes it's also a gamble, but at least you can minimize it by really testing the fragrance, really getting to know it in a sense, if you're not impulsive like me. And that might help with the blind buying, with the fails, at least, with fails. So, okay, that was quite long. So let me get started on my blind buy successes, the ones I consider to be my most successful blind buys. And I'm feeling around in the box because there's one specific one I'm looking for, and this is Diesel Lavado's Red Kiss. This one is not new to my channel. This is such a, I feel like the cocoa pod and hazelnut becomes a bit more pronounced now. But this is a fragrance with a lot of fruits on top. There's sugar, there's apple, what else? There's sugar and apple, there's cocoa pod, hazelnut, apricot, amber, patchouli, and more. But this is such a seductive, it's very nice. It's sweet and fruity, but not, I wouldn't smell this and say, oh, what a fruity smell. It's leaning more towards the sugar and the cocoa pod and the hazelnut. Very, very nice fragrance. I believe this has been discontinued as well. The first time I smelled this, and this was in May, I didn't like it much. But as soon as I started to use it, it was just such a win. So that's Diesel Lavado's Red Kiss. Second successful blind buy is Bonbon by Viktor and Rolf. This beautiful bottle, candy wrapper. Oh, it's such a bright and happy and sweet. What comes to mind immediately for me is being on holiday, walking through a flea market or something like that. It's so flirty and happy and fun. It's a caramel fragrance. There's peach and amber and sandalwood and orange blossom. It's just such a bright and sweet and girly, almost juvenile, but in the best possible way, like we always say. And this was also quite a stressful one for me because it's not a cheap fragrance, right? It's not as expensive as niche fragrances tend to be, but it is quite expensive. I think this one is about the 3,000 Rand mark, but I think I got it on sale for about 2,400 Rands. But yeah, this is Victor and Rolf Bonbon. And then the last three I'm going to talk about are definitely my most successful blind buys. And this one is Mon Guerlain by Guerlain. Oh my word, this is lavender, vanilla, licorice. Come on. This is such a comforting, I always say this is my antidepressant, anti-anxiety, almost wanted to say medication, fragrance. It is such a comforting scent. And I went through a 30 ml in, let me think, 8 months. 8 to 9 months. And considering my fragrance collection, that is quite something. So this is another 30 ml. I should actually get myself 100 ml. It is one of the most successful blind buys ever. I bought this last year, November. Yeah, that's right. And I think I got a backup bottle in January or February. The next one is also definitely not new to my channel. And this is Juicy Couture. Viva la Juicy Gold Couture. I'm telling you guys, this for me is such a, I said it before, such a softly sexy perfume. I cannot get over it. I cannot get over it. I'm so tempted to buy a backup bottle, but I've decided not to buy backup bottles anymore. But this is a thickly caramel scent with wild berries, but you don't really get the I don't really get the wild berries. I mostly get the caramel. It's such a nice scent. It's not a great performer. Want to spray it on. It's not the best performer ever. In fact, it's quite a poor performer, but if you walk with this fragrance on, you often just get these very nice wafts of the fragrance. Oh, you guys, let me stop talking about this. I absolutely love it. I know a lot of people say it's juvenile. That's okay. I love it. The last successful blind buy, and then I'm just going to have an honorable mention, is Gucci Flora. You know, I love this fragrance. And it's discontinued. And I've got a backup, a 50 ml backup. Hopefully by that time I'll be bored of this fragrance. This is Osmanthus. What is actually in this fragrance? Osmanthus rose, there's patchouli, there's pink pepper. It's such a girly, flirty, feminine fragrance. It's not a dupe of Chanel Chance Eau Tendre, but for me it's in that scent category, or that it evokes the same thing for me, or it's both so feminine. I think that's what it is. Both feminine, fruity, floral, that sort of thing. Pretty girl scent. And then just an honorable mention, because this was really a contender for the 5 spots, but it just didn't make it. And this is Pink Sugar by Aquilina. I know also a very juvenile fragrance, cotton candy, licorice. I love this fragrance. It is sweetness in a bottle. It smells exactly like cotton candy. It is a beautiful, for me, fragrance. And I know some people say they are tired of it. I think I will definitely repurchase this fragrance. I absolutely love it. And if you spray it on your clothes, the next day, it just smells so yummy. That's the only word I can use. It smells so yummy. And, I found that fragrances with patchouli tend to not smell so nice the next morning. I don't know if you guys have noticed that, but the patchouli, the dirtiness often comes through the next day on your clothes. But this one, it's beautiful, but I don't think there's any patchouli in here. Very nice. Very, very nice. Now for my biggest fails. So the first one, it was not the first fail, but one of the two biggest fails was Platinum Rush by Paris Hilton. You guys, I couldn't stand that fragrance. That's a mango, apple, pear fragrance. There's magnolia in there, patchouli, but to me, it's just a sharp, overwhelmingly sharp fragrance. There's no other way for me to describe it. And I know there are people who really like it. But for me, no, it was a definite no. No. I immediately knew that I would declutter that one when I smelled it. Sorry, I don't have the bottles here, but I will ask my editor to put pictures up for you guys. I'll also leave my editor's details below. It's Nash Sally, and he, if you want any video edited, you guys, he is super affordable. I wouldn't have been able to do this without him. So then we've got Gucci by Gucci. That's a guava patchouli scent. And it was my signature scent, I think around 2008, 2009, that time. And I haven't smelled it ever since because I think it's been discontinued. But I ordered it through a website and it was just, I don't know. First it smelled masculine. Then it smelled too florally. I don't know. There was something in there that I just could not get on board with. And I gave that one away. And then the last one, and this is one I am now rethinking because I will tell you what happened with that fragrance. And that is Ariana Grande's Cloud, which is a lavender whipped cream, coconutty fragrance. I bought it and I sprayed it on my hand. And that day I was so nauseous. And I don't know whether it was because of the fragrance or whether I just, I was just feeling nauseous. But then when I smelled that fragrance, I felt so nauseated. And the other day I smelled it again, in this skin, and I thought, but this is actually not too bad. So I'm definitely going to try that one out again, because there's a sale at this skin on the 1st of September, apparently 25% off fragrances for those of you who are in South Africa. And yeah, I'm going to retry and revisit that one because it's so hyped up on YouTube. So many people can't be wrong, right? So anyways, guys, so these are my successes. It's the honorable mention of Pink Sugar by Guerlain, Gold Couture by Juicy Couture, Bonbon by Victor and Rolf, Diesel Lavado's Red Kiss, and Mon Guerlain by Guerlain, and Gucci Flora. I want to try the gorgeous Gardenia one as well. So yes, guys, let me know if you also have fallen victim to blind buy frenzies and what have been your most successful and most failed blind buy. I would love to hear. Thank you for joining me today. And until next time, take care.